Hi, my name is Dacia Dauner, and I'm the director of Apple Blossom Community School. We're located at the Rail River Folk School here in Bemidji, and we've been there for about 3 years. And we are growing into a very small, private, nonprofit school. I am happy to be here today through Peacemakers Resources to share some tips and hints that I have learned and used over my many years of working with young children. Before we moved to Rail River Folk School, I was the director of Campus Childcare Center at BSU for almost 10 years, and then I opened my own Group Family Childcare in the basement of the United Methodist Church, and I did that for 5 years. That was Apple Blossom Childcare. And so during that last endeavor, the Apple Blossom Childcare years, I began Waldorf Teacher training in Portland, Oregon. And Waldorf Education came out of the early 1900s, around the same time as Montessori. And Montessori is often a little more familiar to people. Rudolf Steiner created the Waldorf philosophy out of a need that he saw to create free human beings, people who could problem solve, be creative, and think for themselves. And the philosophy is based on the idea that children need to be taught in a holistic way through a head, heart, and hands approach. Waldorf education is rich in arts, creativity, and movement, outdoors, and nature. Early childhood is thought of as birth to age 7, and direct instruction or academics is not introduced until age 6 or 7. Young children are allowed to unfold at their own pace in a nurturing, home-like environment. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of background information on what Waldorf education is, and then I have some ideas that I think anybody who works with young children might find helpful, especially in these times right now. And it's good to keep in mind that there are collective feelings of grief and uncertainty and frustration in the world right now. And so be gentle with yourselves. Thank you so much for all you do. You have a hard job. Working with young children is very rewarding, but it's a hard job. And so I just thank you for the time that you spend with the young children. And it's also important to remember that the kids can feel this collective sense of uncertainty, and things are a little different now. They might have siblings, older siblings home from school, learning from home. And there might be your own kids might be home from school, and there might be kids who are not coming to childcare right now, and new kids that do need to come to childcare. So everything is a little bit up in the air right now, and kids can feel it, and they know. So it's extra important right now to remember that our most important job is to give kids a sense of security and connection, and to remember that kids are resilient. They're learning all the time, so focus on the children in front of you and what they need the most. Mr. Rogers reminds us that play is serious learning. Play is really the work of childhood. And I just love his quotes about play. It's such a good reminder that that is the way that young children learn. So we want to offer play-filled days in a loving and warm atmosphere that holds space for the children so that they know what happens next and they can feel secure in that knowledge. What is rhythm? So one of the things that I love the most about Waldorf is the idea of rhythm rather than a schedule. So rather than having a schedule with set times, a rhythm is a repetition of the normal series of patterns and routines that ebb and flow each day, each week, each month, each season, and each year. building your rhythm around anchors rather than set times is a good way to start. Meal times and sleeping and waking times would be considered anchors. So starting with those times of the day, and then think about the flow of the day and find ways to incorporate the in-breaths, which are the quieter, more focused activities, such as maybe story time, where you're gathering them all together to read them a story or tell them a story. And then out-breaths are the large movement, the active times, the outdoor play, the free play. Those are out-breaths, and young children need more out-breath than in-breath, but they do need those shorter in-breaths to kind of form their day and to create that rhythm so that they know what is happening next. And then you want to find a way to make the in-breaths and the out-breaths flow that feels like breathing, that feels like it easily flows together. Food is always a good starting point. One of the first things I learned in my training was how to make a set menu and stick with that menu for a month or 6 weeks or even a season, so that the children know what to expect each day for snack. This could carry over to your lunch as well, and even into your own home for dinner. You don't have to do exactly the same food every single day. That might get a little old for adults and older kids. Young children thrive on repetition, and so they like that and they need that. But older kids and adults, we need to change it up once in a while. But picking a theme can simplify things for the families. So Monday, you could do Meatless Monday. Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Wednesday, Wacky Wednesday, have breakfast for dinner. Thursday, pasta night. Friday, pizza night, and so on. And having that set snack menu for about a month, that's what we did when I was doing childcare at Blossom Childcare, and we do that in the Waldorf kindergarten classroom too. A month or even 2 months, we stick with the same menu, and we have a grain of the day, which comes out of the Waldorf kindergarten. And so Monday is rice day, for example. So in the fall, we did wild rice with maple syrup and blueberries. And Tuesday, a lot of people do oats on Tuesday in the Waldorf philosophy. Sometimes it's barley or rye, but we did oatmeal. And so every Tuesday, the kids knew that we were going to have porridge. We had honey and milk with our porridge and raisins. And so they get to know what food is associated with each day, and they know what to expect. And then you can also carry that over to the same idea to the activities that you offer each day. So having a daily rhythm that focuses on one activity per day is another great way to simplify. And another thing that I really loved about discovering Waldorf. So when I was a preschool teacher at Campus Childcare, sometimes it would feel a little too hectic to me to have to move from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. And, we had to have circle time, center time, art, pre-math, pre-reading. You had to try to fit it all into one day. And the Waldorf philosophy just has more flow and more breathing room in there. And I think especially during these times when we're all stressed and the kids know something is different, to simplify as much as possible is a great way to do it. So in the Waldorf kindergarten, you will see an activity of the day. And Monday is painting day, Tuesday is baking day, Wednesday is coloring day, Thursday might be nature craft day, and Friday is soup day. So you pick one activity for each day, and that's kind of your anchor point of the morning. And then the rest of the day could include some songs and finger plays or a circle time for another little anchor, another in-breath. It could include a story time, reading them a book before lunch, telling them a story, as again, another little in-breath. And then of course you have your meals in there. And then the rest of the day is free play. So imaginative play indoors, and then taking that outside and getting outside as the weather gets nicer, getting outside the more the better. And they can do all of their free play and imaginative play outdoors. Then another thing to incorporate right into your rhythm that can ease things is to think about the household tasks or the childcare tasks that need to get done and fitting them in on certain days. So assigning one task to each day besides the little daily chores, or multiple times a day chores like the dishes and clean up after meals and things like that happen multiple times a day. But things like you could do Monday, collecting all the garbage in the household. Tuesday, do your baking and cooking. Wednesday, maybe put your load of laundry in. Thursday, sort and fold the laundry. Friday, plan your menu and grocery shop. Saturday, clean your bathrooms and vacuum. And Sunday, rest. And if you can. Not very many people do that anymore, but that is something that we should try to bring back and find a little time and space for ourselves to get some rest. Maybe not the whole day, but and then children can easily be included in the tasks and learn while they're helping. So when you're folding laundry, the dishcloths talk about how you're folding them into squares, and the hand towels, maybe you're folding those into rectangles, and they can count how many kids there are and set the table with that many napkins. You can sort laundry by color, or talk about what color your food is when you're preparing it for snack. So those pre-academic skills can just fit right into those daily domestic arts. And I have a couple examples here too. I'm going to hold them up. I'm not sure how that will work on the video, but maybe it will. So here's a daily rhythm that's fairly typical in a Waldorf preschool or kindergarten. Waldorf kindergartens are often mixed ages 3.5 through age 6. So I started the day with breakfast, but actually our kids come to school with the expectation that they already had breakfast. As the weather gets nicer, we start outside, and then maybe we would have our morning tea and snack and some indoor play, gather for a circle or a story, then lunch, cleanup, rest, a quiet choice, a snack, and then get back outside. And these could easily be flipped around. You could start with indoor play, and then your snack time. You could do your circle in here and then your snack. We've done it that way before too. So indoor play, circle, and then snack, and then go outside, then story, then lunch. So we often use that rhythm in the winter months. We all start inside, and then we still get outside before lunch for an hour every day, which I know is really tricky if you have infants and toddlers, but try to get out there as much as you can. Bundle babies up and put them in a carrier or into a stroller as soon as it starts to get nice enough, and try to get those older preschoolers out there if you can. I know it's tricky. And then here's an example of the activity of the day where you take the week, and each day of the week has an activity. So Monday, painting day, Tuesday, baking day, Wednesday, coloring day, Thursday, nature craft day, and Friday, what did I put? Cleaning and tidying day. We actually did do that when I did childcare. Apple Blossom Childcare, we picked a day or an afternoon. I think we picked an afternoon towards the end of the week and just had all the kids help us do a little extra cleaning. We washed down all the chairs, washed the windows, had them help wash walls or tables. So that can be a way to get the kids involved too and still get some of those household or daily tasks accomplished. And then most importantly is to create a gentle rhythm that flows well for you and for the children so that all your needs are being met, including yours. And that is another key thing and a very hard thing to do. But in my next video, I'm going to focus more on some little ways that you can take a moment or two to yourself during the days and finding ways to have that self-care. And then also some helpful hints on transitions is coming in the next video. So thank you for listening, and I hope that some of those tips and hints around rhythm were helpful. If you want more information, check out Lifeways North America online. They have training. It's Waldorf inspired training for childcare providers, and I have read their book, and I have visited one of their Lifeways childcare centers in Wisconsin, and that was just a lovely experience. So they have some training and more resources. They have a blog, and that's where I get some of my ideas and information from. And then I also have my Waldorf teacher training from Portland, Oregon too. So, okay, thank you for being here. Bye for now.